Do you have leftover EBA? Don't wake up and warm it. Upcycle it by doing this instead. Please stay with me. You will love this. First, prep any choice protein. You might want to use beef, but here I am using chicken, then seasoning it with salt, pepper, garlic, and onions flakes. I added extra Uzuza powder, then massage. Set aside. Add some oil in a pan. Cook chicken in the pan until it is done. Remember to turn both sides to cook. Now, for my EBA, it is either Unagada beat me today or you will love me wholeheartedly. But I know intelligent people will find this absolutely interesting and will try it. So, you can do this with your hand, but I got a processor to mix it. Not blender. Do not use blender because it will Kota for inside. Kota means it will stick. Use a processor or just use your turning stick and a bowl to mix in the yogurt. EBA in processor, get yogurt. Taste to be sure it is sweet yogurt, cause the sweet and sour taste in this garri is a wonder. Pro tip, use Ijebu garri or fermented garri for more of this taste wonder. Pour into the garri and mix. Then it's time to create your own EBA or garritaco shells. You can't believe it, cause I couldn't believe it at first. But this was so good. I have been thinking it in my mind, but the taste and texture sure surpassed what I imagined. Just find a way to make a flat round shape out of the garri or EBA. Here I shaped it with my hands and placed in an oiled hot pan. Now, you can shape it with your hands on the pan. Just make sure you have a circle. And the garri has a very good texture that will just cooperate with you while trying to flatten it out on the pan. Cook both sides till crisp and voila! Look at this beauty. My girls remembered that I have a tortilla press, so we began to press flatter ones. The flatter, the crispier. For those of you who don't know what EBA is made from cassava. Cassava is ground or processed, then strained to remove the liquid. It is allowed to rest for a few hours or at least 2 days. Separated to powder, then pan-fried. Oil can be added for the yellow hue, which we call yellow garri, or it is left without oil, which we call white garri. It may also be known as cassava grits. And so we had perfect EBA tacos. We pressed enough to go around everybody, and this is so good. Like I said earlier, the flatter the better. And even if you put it in your pan and it's not too smooth, don't worry, just use a spatula to flatten it out, and the texture of the EBA or garri makes it easy to just flatten out and you will get your round shape. Also, when doing this, make sure you cook both sides till it's very crisp. I would advise that when adding the yogurt, do not add so much so it's not too light, but it should just be right enough to, you know, give it that pasty texture. So once it's rounded and you put it in your pan, cook it so that it's crisp. When it is crisp, it is easier to form a taco shell. I used a muffin pan to lay my tacos. I just placed the muffin pan upside down and laid the EBA tacos. So once it cools, it's kind of crispier as it cools. It's actually very easy to work with. So even if it's not perfect when you put it in a pan, you can always use a spatula to smoothen it out. They are so gorgeous. Just allow it cool and you are ready to start filling. So now that the shells are ready, I get some clean lettuce. Add the chicken. Some sweet and spicy sauce. You can use any dressing, any filling at all you like. This is just what I have in the house. So if you have mayonnaise, you have sweet and spices, just make sure that there's a balance. You want to add some cheese, whatever you want to add is just fine. So after adding the sweet and spicy sauce, my girls were super amazed when they tried it. Like, it was so filling and good, extremely tasty. That sour taste from the yogurt, the sweet and sour taste from the yogurt, the crisp of the gari, like, it surpassed our expectation. Remember, this is also gluten-free. It is very healthy too, and it's good for your gut because gari is a bit fermented. Yogurt too has something good for your guts.
Tastes like gari. It's so nice. Actually nice. Try it at home.
I was eating as I walked and I enjoyed every bite.
Upcycled gari.
I packed leftovers for my fridge, mainly because I want to be able to test how long it can last in the fridge, so I can come inform you guys when I have found that out. Will you be trying EBA tacos? Please do. This is really good.
It's really nice. That's lunch. Thank you. Who would ask me question, Gary? You can do your own.